where we talk about all things metal. Hopefully, you guys are doing well, like I am. And also, just want to say to all you guys out there, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking to the channel. It means a lot to me. And thanks for all the people that have been with me from the very beginning. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It means the world to me. And also, I was going to say, we are going to talk about something fairly unique tonight because it is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And just so you know, the founding fathers weren't just dusty statues; they were high stakes outlaws facing a mandatory death penalty for challenging the empire of the English, the base of the king itself. And also, as a direct descendant of Benjamin Franklin myself, I know firsthand the weaponizing of the printing press in 1976, 1776 is the extent generic blueprint of the heavy metal rebellion. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to be counting down the 20 tracks that trace the historical arcs of traditional American liberty and absolute treason to armed victory. There you go. So, without further ado, we are going to talk about all the different bands that kind of relate to the topic at hand when it comes to the actual what do they call that, the songs with the history of our American, I say, country itself, and its 250-year anniversary. It probably won't go to the now, but back then, and the songs that relate are relatable to that. Absolute Power is the name of the song for number 20. It's Orphaned Land is the artist. It's a systematic metal track detailing a corrupted arrogance and suffocating weight of the absolute monarchs ruling by divine right. And the historical connection represents the tyrannical starting point under King George III and the British Empire that ruled the colonies with unchecked authority. The next one is number 19 is The Voice of the Voiceless. It's a Rage Against the Machine, which of course, oh no, wait, that's not it. I thought for some reason I think Rage Against the Machine is Machine Head, but this is kind of my semi-metal patriotic style what do they call that, concert shirt, because it has the American flags on it. I thought it was really cool, so I thought I'd wear it. Rage Against the Machine. The description is a fiery, aggressive rap metal anthem dedicated to an underground resistance of illegal communication and breaking systematic media blackouts. The historical contents is connecting directly to Benjamin Franklin, weaponizing the printing press and using its pseudonyms and to distribute radical anti-authoritative ideas under the crown's nose. So if you think about it, the printing press was almost a modern day uh, internet and social media that we have today. So it's kind of interesting. And being a descendant, I can understand that how powerful that is because he did invent. I think he did invent the printing press and use that as a means to spread the actual message about the revolution itself and the rebellion against the actual British Empire. The next one, number 18, is Iron Maiden. It's a driving heavy metal track about recognizing systematic decay, rising geopolitical tensions, and inevitable of the major societal clash. Historical connections to it is the mirrors of escalating tensions of the 1760s to early 1700s, were adjacent of taxation without representation made explosive conflicts unavoidable, which is crazy, right? That's pretty much what the whole country is founded on. The main starting points, I should say, and a lot of other things too. It kind of reminds me of when I went to jury duty. It was the same thing. It's kind of like he kind of explained it in that way, and I never thought about it before. So a jury summons is very important because you don't want to be judged by one person. You should be judged by your peers, and it makes perfect sense. So when you get a jury summons, just think about that when you actually go, because I know our judge did a really good job explaining that to all of us and how why it's so important to do that. So jury duty is a lot more than what you think. Number 17 is The Blood of Levinet. Is Queensryche is the name of the artist. Description is a progressive metal powerhouse capturing the exact moment citizens reached a breaking point and riot in the streets against the armed oppressors. Historical connections align with the Boston Massacre of 1770, where civilians frustration boiling over into bloody streets of confrontation with British regulators. So this is like before 1770. It was like 6 years before 1776 when we basically declared our independence from Britain. Number 6 is Treason is the name of the song. It's Blood Incantation, the dark atmospheric death metal that channels the high stakes terror and absolute finality of committing to capital offenses against a global state. The connection to this historical connection is captures the true gravity of the Central Congress, where delegates knew the plotting the anatomy meant facing hanging and drawing and quartering of themselves, which is kind of scary, right? Number 15 is a Red Coat. It's from Unleashed is the name of the song. The description is a brutal, relentless death metal focused on the heavy marching cadence of the invading Imperial Army, crushing local autonomy. There you go. The historical connection represents the massive mobilization of the British forces sent across the Atlantic to occupy colony ports and forcibly disarming local population. And that's where we get our probably our right to bear arms. And part of the other reason why we have that, from what I've been told or what I've heard, is that basically the Minutemen were farmers and just average everyday Joes that would help fight against the British back in the day when there wasn't that many soldiers trained to do things, but they had other things they did. Hello, how's it going? How are you doing, Daniel? I hope I said that right. Sorry, it's hard to see it. It's so small still, even with my new glasses. Number 14, Midnight Rider is Unto Others is the name of the artist. A moody-driven gothic metal track about the high-velocity stakes of missions that to deliver the warning before an ambush. The historical connection tracks perfectly with Paul Revere's and William Dawn's Midnight Ride of 1775, which is a year before the 1776. Excuse me, to alert the militia the regular troops were marching. Excuse me, I got a little gas there or something. Whew. Anyway, the number 13 is the Liberty Song. Is from Iced Earth. The description is thudding traditional power metal anthem about organizing common citizens into an active underground militia to defend their homes. Hello, how's it going? Well, happy 4th of July to you. Oh, yeah. Are you from another country? I'm taking it. We still got a little bit longer to go. We got another 30 minutes where I'm at. Oh, yeah, you're from Texas. Never mind. Not another country. Texas, I forgot. It's already passed, right? It's the 4th already. There. Still got about 30 minutes for me. Anyway, the Liberty Song from Iced Earth, and I already said the description. The historical connection reflects the frantic formation of the Minutemen, which I was just talking about, and the local committees of safety preparing to stand against professional imperial forces. So these are average everyday Joes that didn't have any training in military skills like the British did at the time. What's that? Oh, 12:30. Okay, there we go. That's cool. See, I didn't even know some of this stuff. And plus, there's a lot of stuff about World War II I had no idea about. And I've been watching some of the stuff on that too. It's rather interesting, especially what could have been if things wouldn't have happened the way they did. In other words, sometimes being a little strong on certain things really do make a difference. Because, for one, we wouldn't have America for everybody to do what they're doing right now. and two, well, World War One probably would have been the same way, but World War One, but World War Two could have been pretty bad. I will say that after hearing some of the stuff they were talking about in it, yeah, it was pretty close. They were like bombing Pearl Harbor, which for some reason, in my mind, I was thinking Pearl Harbor or someplace else, but it's in Hawaii, which is like, oh, okay. But the guy actually did. Um, he was actually on vacation from Japan, apparently, and taking pictures of stuff, casing the place basically to get when the best time to strike Pearl Harbor, which is kind of scary, right? So that's all the more reason why sometimes some things are very important not to have people from other places here, because some of that could happen, and that's kind of a scary thought. Number 12 is Sledgehammer from Spirit Box. It's a modern downturn metalcore dealing with physical sabotage, industrial destruction, and striking target vulnerability and discreetly. Historical connections, the emulates the tactical sabotage of the Sons of Liberty during the Boston Tea Party, destroying property has been calculated statements against the corporate state monopolies. There you go. Cool. Hello, how's it going? How's it going? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in. And the other thing is, I got to think about the whole thing. There was something else that was a pretty negative thing on us for assuming that some of the people here in Japan, I mean, that were Japanese that were in Hawaii would side with Japan, and they didn't quite do that. They didn't go against them at all. They were very loyal to America because they're American citizens, because they were born here probably or assimilated into our society to become American citizens, and what it becomes to be American citizen, which I think is a very valid thing. I think that's the reason why. And people back then kind of did some really stupid things. Let's put it that way. But I can understand that might be where some people might be a little leery, which I can understand to a little bit. They might be kind of a double agent, so to speak. But I think that most average everyday Americans, that wouldn't make that much difference. But you never know. Gorilla number 11 in In Flames is the description is metallurgic metal, death metal, sorry, centered in the decentralized resistance networks using speed, evasion, deception to fight a massive ridge of foes. A historical connection represents the tactical shift of American forces who abandon conventional battlefield lines in favor of an ambush tactic, which actually probably helped tremendously. And actually, I think that set forth our current and future battle techniques when it comes to other wars of the future later on from 1776. I think they're like camouflage and all the other stuff. So those things really were ahead of their time when we first started that. And I think we have evolved tremendously when it comes to that, to protect not only, take and become America, but also keep America safe and keeping it the way it is, to make sure that everybody has the freedoms they have, which means a lot to all of us, I'm sure. Yep, just like the World War II veterans. I saw some of the stuff. If I ever see one again, trust me, I will be saying thank you for your service, because that means the world to all of us, I'm sure. Number 10 is Lexington Risings. The Civil War is the artist. That's an interesting name, is a Civil War. Description, heavy power metal, explicitly tracking the chaotic first moments of the armed conflict where an accidental short changes history forever. Historical connection maps to April 19th of 1776, the Battle of Lexington and Conrad, featuring the shot heard around the world that initially opened military revolution. So Lexington Rising is the name of the song. This sounds like a really cool song, so it might be awesome to check out. Sabaton is the next artist from Bunker Hill is the name of the song. Number 9 is description of high energy material, heavy metal focus of devastation on a defensive, dug-in stance where the outnumbered forces inflict devastating casualties before retreating. Historically connected, chronologically following the Battle of Bunker Hill in June 1775, providing a raw colonial forces could stand toe to toe with the elite British Army. There you go. Systemetric is, I think, is how you say it. Number 8 from Meshuggah, a complex, jarring, mathematically driven, irregular rhythm and unpredictable, crushing structures and changes, which they usually do very well. Historical context mirrors the general George Washington's first risk strategy of unconventional, irregular warfare, refusing to play by the established European rules of engagement. In other words, that's what I said, the tactical things that make us who we are today in the military and probably anywhere around the world now. I think things have changed dramatically with that. Hello, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Thanks, guys, for joining. You're a fool. You're not a fool. Don't say that. You're a wonderful person, right? You got it, my brother. What? I got my brother here. Oh, hello, brother. How's it going? I'm not sure what his name is. I can't read the name, so I apologize. Daniel and Joanne, I think is how you say that. I think it's what it says. Adley. I hope I said that right. The next one, and this one's a kind of a cool title for a song because it's the name of an actual movie called The Winter Soldier. Number 6 is the Grand Magus is the name of the group. Epic, gritty, doom-tinged heavy metal celebrating grit, freezing campaigns, and striking back when the enemy assumes that you're defeated. The historical context captures George Washington's crossing of the frozen Delaware River on Christmas night of 1776, which I do have as the thumbnail for this episode, launching a decisive, desperate attack against on Trenton. That's where the tide changed tremendously, is that famous crossing on Christmas night, 1776. I think they were doing it when they thought that everybody's going to be relaxed and taking it easy, probably drinking and stuff, and not being on their toes, and just pretty much took Trenton, is what I think what really happened, is what I'm assuming from what I know. I haven't listened, I mean, I haven't heard or learned that much about some of the revolution, but I know some things. Number 5 is the Forge of Alliance from Armamoth Blue. Magic, I can't say that right ever. I don't know why. Death metal focusing on long distance maritime navigation, forging strategic pacts that bring in a massive foreign enforcements. The marks of the this is the historical part. Marks the crucial diplomatic breakthrough of 1778, orchestrated by Benjamin Franklin, which is my relative. 10 generations. That's what I've been told by my aunt, which is her birthday today, the 4th. Well, yeah. Well, in Ohio, it's already, shoot, sorry, my camera kind of went crazy on me because I bumped the table. She was born on the 4th of July, which is kind of crazy. And her ancestor was one of the people that founded our country, which is crazy, right? Securing French naval support to turn the tide against the British. Let me see, Brit. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit better. Sorry. Number 4 is Yorktown from Bolthor, which they got some great songs. The description is relentless, heavy death metal, depicting a massive, coordinated siege that traps an empire army with no route of escape. Historical connection represents the final major military campaign, the siege of Yorktown in 1781, forcing the surrender of the British general Cornwallis, I think is how you say it. Corn is W-A-Wall-I-S. I'm sure that's right? Okay, so you're getting a history lesson with the metal music with it, right? Number 3 is Free Will from Rush. Free Will is the name of the song. Sorry. A progressive rock metal masterpiece exploring innovative sovereignty, personal choice, and rejecting the concept of pre-descended masters. Okay, there you go. I think I got that. Historical connection encapsulates the core philosophy of the victory of 1783. So 1776 is when they started, close to that, to 1783. And I think there's a few things that happened before, like the uh, basically the British are coming. I can't think of the name. Paul Revere. That was like a year or two before that. Let's see here. The signing of the Treaty of Paris, securing absolute independence, sovereign for a new nation. The constitutional breakdown is number 2 from Megadeth. Oh, there you go. I did not know they had a song called Constitutional Breakdown. Scourging thrash metal analysis, structural blueprints of governance that legal limits on authority and the permanent dangers of tyranny. There you go. Anyway, historical connections links directly to the drafting of the U.S. Constitution Bill of Rights, creating a legal system uh, explicitly designed to limit federal powers. There you go. Number 1, and this one's one of the best ones because it's from Lamb of God. The Prince of Liberty, which, the Price of Liberty, sorry. Price of Liberty is from Lamb of God. It's number 1. A blistering, aggressive groove metal track emphasizing the freedom that's never a, oh, wait a second, that freedom is never permanent state, sorry. It requires consistent, vigilant defense against control. The historical content is solidifies the enduring 250th year legacy of America. Experiment echo Thomas Jefferson's warnings that the tree of liberty must be refreshed by the spirit of resistance. There you go. In other words, challenge it. Even if, well, you know what I mean. It's one of those deals, right? That things can change over time. And we have to match those times based on the circumstances at hand. I think, like right now, there are certain things that are going through political channels right now that some people agree with, some people don't agree with, and I'm not going to take sides on any of it. It's just one of those things that whether you feel one way or the other, I don't think they intended certain things to be a certain way back then, and I think there probably need to be some sort of restructuring of that possibly to make things better for both people. Something that everybody can live with. I think that's the main thing. And that's what democracy is all about, is trying to figure out what's the best plan of action that everybody can semi-agree on to a point, so it's not one side or the other. I think that's the main key of what democracy is all about. It's not about saying you're right and I'm wrong, or he's right and you're wrong, that kind of thing. I think it means so much that we take a look at it from a neutral perspective and bring the two parties together to make a common agreement that we can all live with, you know? Exactly. Exactly. That's what it's all about. Is trying to figure out our rough points and kind of, sanding it down to make it a nice polish, to make it fit where everything, where, it should and where it should belong. And that way it's fair and equal to everybody, or as close as you can. Can't make everybody happy, unfortunately. That's the sad part. And a lot of people think, oh, they're doing this because of this, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's kind of the whole law process, I'm sure, is a lot more complex than a lot of us believe, even realize how much it is. Because even World War II, the Tom Hanks thing, there's a lot of stuff I had no clue that they went through. I mean, if you get a chance, you should really watch that. It's a real eye opener. It's the World War II with Tom Hanks, and I've seen quite a few other things with, like the underground bunkers from Hitler's army in Germany, and how they did things, and it was kind of crazy. And I'm surprised that we won it all because of some of the stuff they did. It was crazy. Oh, that I don't know. I'm not certain because it is the 4th. I might just do a little hello, goodbye. May not a real long list. I might just say, hey, what's up, guys? What's up? Nothing special, but who knows? Anyway, before I go, this is about the tour dates. I usually try to do this if I can so that people know. The tour updates right now, Blood Incantation is going to be The Absolute Cosmo Treason Tour. There you go. That's kind of interesting. Treason Tour. Cosmic Treason. I think I said that right. 2026 from Denver, Chicago, New York, Austin, Los Angeles. I'm sure there's other places on all these tour dates. From October 5th to 24th in October, the supporting acts is Outer Haven Tomb Mold is the band that supports them, promoting Absolute Cosmic Treason. Onto the others, the band North American Gothic Ride 2026 is from Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, San Diego, and Phoenix, September 12th through the 2nd, 2026. And just so you know, you might want to check out bands in town because they usually have probably more information, dates, and times for all that. Excuse me. Supporting acts Green Lung, Neverland. Okay, that's the name of the, I guess, the tour. Spirit Box tour is Sledgehammer Collective. I guess they don't have any. Supporting as Green Lung for that one other one. Sorry, I apologize. Cities, they're touring in on the Spirit Box. The Sledgehammer Collective is the name of the tour. They're going to be doing Toronto, Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Houston from November 1st to the 18th, 2026. Loathe and Dying Wish. Album promoting Tasami era. I think that's how they're. Okay, I'm not sure. Who knows? But there you go. There's a list. There's your history. I'm sorry, you're gonna leave already. We can talk afterwards. That's fine. I appreciate all the likes, by the way. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so because, like I said before, and I'll say it again, helping the channel helps me, but it also helps some of the small bands I'm hoping to promote later on. Once I get some interviews, and I try to do little snippets of concerts once in a while, not a full song because I don't like to do that because I think that's wrong. I think that if I can remix one of their songs and guide you to those people, or if I'm at a concert and I show you a little snippet and say, hey, you might want to check them out because this is like what this concert's gonna be like. Give you a little sample so that way you're kind of how you say tempted to go and spend money because that's what they're all about. They have to make money. That's what their job is, and making money on their tour shirts. And I'm sure the venues appreciate it, and all the people who work there, especially after COVID. I think a lot of people realize how much that affected a lot of people that were in bands. And to be honest with you, when you see any of those people, security, whatever, please thank them for what they do, including any of your military people, especially World War II veterans. Yeah, there is more than I ever realized. Let's put it that way. I knew it was important, and I knew the war was pretty bad, and how much it impacted. But the movies don't represent really. I mean, you've seen movies about certain conflicts like that, but when you see the actual footage and some of the stories and some of the things that were going on then, it really opens your mind a lot more than you realize how much things have changed. I mean, what things could have happened or could have been, which is kind of scary, especially if we change to a certain type of country, which a lot of people despise, right? We all do. I think we all think this is just the evilest thing ever. Yeah, it's kind of a scary thought because there was a time that I think they were thinking that that's the possibility. I mean, even the Russia was basically had a treaty with Hitler at one point in time, and then later on, he basically invaded Russia, thinking they were going to be easy targets. And the one thing they weren't looking at was winter, and winter just totally screwed them up. And then right after that, they didn't have supplies. No, I'm not rich. I wish I was. Boy, I'd love to be rich. Not rich, but enough to live on, so I didn't have to work. Um, anyway, the story, it's rather interesting. What it was that would happen is that they had their own soldiers that had heavy duty, jackets and gear that were designed, and they live in that environment, which is a lot colder than probably Germany was because they have a lot more cold areas, and they fought in that kind of thing too. So here are these soldiers. They basically pushed them back and got a stalemate which is cool. And then later on, of course, then we got involved in all that in America because of Pearl Harbor and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot more to it. I'm only on like the third episode, but there's a lot more. I mean, this is going on for several years. I forgot how many years. It's quite a while. It's crazy how long it was. And we weren't even involved for the first part of it, which is crazy, right? Anyway, so I will say farewell, good night. And as far as tomorrow, I am not certain because I might spend time with family if depending on. I guess it depends on what people have plans for. Because my son says he's got something going on. My sister and his or her husband might definitely have something going on for sure. And I don't know about anybody else in my family, so we'll see. That's here in Colorado. So thank you for watching. Take care. Don't forget to headbang, like, and subscribe to the channel because without you guys, the channel won't grow. And I'm hoping to promote and help. I'm hoping to do at least small bands. I mean, I still want the big bands too, of course. But the one main thing is try to get those guys that aren't as well known because I think that speaks a lot. And maybe get some people that don't usually listen to heavy metal, listen to heavy metal because I think they might be underestimating and there might not be as heavy as what they expect and they actually might enjoy themselves with some of the songs and some of the great bands out there and some of the phenomenal female singers and male singers of course. But yeah, a lot there's some other ones that everybody's gaga over. All I hear is about certain individuals. I ain't gonna get into all that, but anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and you guys have a wonderful night. And I will see you maybe tomorrow or next week, depending on what happens tomorrow. I will try to send a message out so you guys know. Thanks for watching. Take care, and you have a wonderful night. Bye. Ugh.